Hi, Randy. Hi, Spencer.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How are y'all today?
Not bad. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
Doing good.
Hey, hey
Hey,
there, guys.
Randy.
I'm, I'm, I'm typing away here, but I'm here with you guys. Sending off this last text here from.
Nice.
Um,
All right, Randy, I want to know what's going on uh with all of your stuff with My Plus leads, doing scrapes. Are you doing mail yet? When do you go back to work? How many properties do you have in OK City? How many are in West Texas?
I, yeah, I'm doing my scrapes, every week or two, at least
Mm-hmm.
every 2 weeks on the Fizbo scrapes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, my plus leads expired at least weekly and did a Furbo list just the other day. So and I got like 520 or something properties, but we sent out the first batch, like a 250 batch of SMS, going to send out the other one today. And I only got like, shoot, out of all those, only like four positive I mean, I know that's how it can go. About four positive responses, and probably only not very many even responded. But either way, just working on that. And I don't have the house in New Braunfels anymore because as of a week ago, I talked to the owner there, and he rented it out on an 18-month lease. So he said check back in 18 months, we'll try it again. I told him, okay, well, let us know a couple months ahead of time and then we'll get it going again. So he owns a house in Midland too that he has rented out. So, you know, that's
Okay.
later down the road. But yeah,
Okay, well,
he
okay,
found
stop, because there's
somebody.
a couple of different things I want to address.
All right.
On your expireds, you could be doing those every day as long while you're not,
Yeah, I know. I need to do that.
yeah, until you get back to work. Yeah. So that
Yeah.
could give you, you know,
Yeah. That
some
way I
leads
don't
every day.
miss something, in the meantime, yeah. And
And then,
I just got to talk to a seller a while ago at a house in Shawnee. So I need to put a price sheet together for that one.
okay,
Yeah, Shawnee,
cool.
Oklahoma. You ever been
Yeah.
around?
Yeah. As far as the seller who has the house in Midland and New Braunfels, put mark your calendar for like 15, 16 months from now and put his information in there.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
his name, number, and the address of his properties, when the leases are supposed to expire. Because we have one that was recently rented, and he said they're going to be in there until May of 2028. So, reach out to me a few months before.
hmm.
Okay. So I've got him on the calendar to
Which calendar
contact.
do you have it on?
The Google Calendar that is,
All right.
with your Google work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go back to work. I go back to the doctor on the 16th for my another checkup. And, I mean, I feel great. I go to physical therapy twice a week now. I'm
Okay.
sure they'll release me to go back to work. They better release me to go back to work because, you know, on the 7th. So that's a Wednesday. So I'll probably go back to work that Thursday. That's what
Okay.
I'm thinking. So
All right. That's a few weeks away. So you've got
yeah,
plenty of time to work leads.
yeah, no, sorry. I'm just getting this going here. But yeah, yeah, I gotta get on it more. I mean, I don't, yeah, I gotta get better on the phone. I know that takes every rep, it's just a rep thing.
Yeah, it takes practice and getting comfortable with it, getting
Yeah, I'll
comfortable
be
with the
glad when
material, with the system, and with Randy, here's the big thing. It takes getting comfortable talking to humans.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, I'm good with talking to
Spencer's in
people.
shock.
I'm not a shy person. I can talk to anybody. It's just, it's that knowledge factor, just I still get those I still get a little nervous when I'm talking to them, because
Mhm.
it's not terrible, but it's just, because you think, man, what if I don't have the answer? I know that comes, like I said, with time and doing it. So I understand that, but it's all
If
good.
if you if you know the system, if you know the method, if you're well versed in it, you'll be able to have conversations.
Yeah, that'll be great when I have that full confidence. But like I said, I know it comes with time, reps. So
Well, or go back through the materials and reread, or
yeah,
read
for
email
sure.
one, read the attachment that goes with it. That will help.
Okay.
Those are informative. That attachment is informative. Read email two. Those are the things that you're sending to the sellers. That's what they're going to be reading. So get to know
Yeah.
those. Reread the
Yeah,
manual.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I definitely do want to get direct mail going. I mean,
Okay.
I would obviously only want to start out at like whatever you and John suggested, like 250 a month, 350 or whatever.
Mhm. Well, and do you want to do that in OK City or do you want to do it in Midland?
Nah, I'd probably want to do that in Oklahoma City, just the more fish in the pond.
All right. Well, do you
I
want us
mean,
to?
that's what I would think, right? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that what you guys would suggest?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to have much in Midland.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean,
But
we can
I'm
look at
still
it and
working it though
compare.
with my FISBOs. I'm still doing it with my FISBOs. I mean, eventually I could, I suppose, do both, I guess. I mean,
You
right
could do
now
both.
I would only want to probably do Oklahoma City.
Randy, do you want us to pull up Redfin and compare Midland County, Texas and OK City and see what's out there, see which one has uh, the most and the least, and kind of, as John says, work on that wedding cake and get it to where it's a comfortable amount for your budget?
Well, I mean, since it's such a smaller population, wouldn't we already know that answer? Or is that, I mean, maybe or
I haven't
explain.
checked. I have no idea what is on the MLS in Midland or Oklahoma City.
But I mean, since Oklahoma City's so much bigger, you would think there'd be a lot more on the
Probably
MLS.
more, there's probably more in, so I'm looking for a file, probably more in, uh, Oklahoma City. Sorry, that's,
Yeah.
Well, and Randy, we can pull them both up and look. And
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, if you want.
here's the really big important thing. It depends on your budget and what you can do consistently.
Yeah. And
Don't do one great big mailing to Oklahoma City once.
yeah, I know you guys, that's how you taught me.
Yeah, so we can compare them.
Yeah, if you guys want to do that, yeah.
Yeah, John can pull up Redfin and pull up Midland County MLS over 30 days, and we can see that number, and then he can pull up OK City, MLS listed 30
Yeah.
days and over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever sounds great.
Okay. Rick, it's good to see you.
Well, another thing, oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Let
go
you
ahead, Randy.
on, but I went to Fast Signs yesterday, but I think I'm gonna be shopping around because just for those coroplast signs, $37 just for one sign.
ah,
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah. And then the metal sign is like 70 something dollars for
Oh
one.
yeah, the metals are expensive, but that chloroplast,
Yeah.
did you say something to him about them being a little pricey?
No, I didn't say. I
here,
just
let's,
got
let's,
their prices and thought, nah, I'm not doing that. I'll
here,
check with that website you gave me, that other one first, or not first, I guess second now. See what they offer. direct signs or whatever it was you sent.
Discount signs and banners.
Yeah,
But
I
I think
wouldn't,
they've actually changed their name a little bit.
And then Spencer got some, didn't you, Spencer? Get some signs, you said?
It was two of them, and I think about $50 for two of them or something. I don't know which one it.
Yeah.
The yeah, I guess I got the real good ones, but I haven't ordered them. They give me like till next month to pay it, and then they'll send out the order. But just like that property in Hilton Head, I've got to. Um, I was going to talk to see if I can put them out. I don't want them to be snatched up, especially being that much money for
Yeah.
Hmm.
them.
But that's what I got going on right now. Need to get more
Okay.
going on. So
Okay. All right.
Hello.
Hi, Rick. I think John's working on something.
yeah, I'm
I think
sending a mortgage statement. I was, sending a mortgage statement to, someone. Okay, so let's, hey, what's up, Rick?
Hello. So I have a suggestion. I think when you are talking to the sign people and you tell them one sign or two signs, they'll jack up the price and everything.
Oh,
But when
yeah,
you
yeah.
got the quantity price, even tell them 10 or 15, the price drops a lot.
Comes down, yeah, so we were
Yeah.
ordering them at 30. I think our price break was, well, I just remember this specifically in, the last fast signs I used in Fort Worth. Because then when I moved to San Antonio, went to that fast signs and they were like, "Oh, it's going to be some stupid amount," and I was like, "No." So I was come pick up my signs. 'Cause I actually took my signs, physical signs that I had, and so I went to go pick so I can just come pick up my signs. And the girl, excuse me, girl got back to me and said, "Oh, you know what? We can do this." I was like, "Perfect." Let me, but again, it was at a 30 count price point. That's where that break comes in. So let's just, instead of yapping about it, let's just call them.
okay.
I mean, this really should be one of the easiest things, to do. There it is, one. I'm going to call them right now. Fast Sounds in San Antonio. Let's get them on speaker. More importantly, can y'all believe poor Dolly Parton died?
You know what?
Yeah.
I found out yesterday
Yeah,
when we
so
were on our 12 o'clock call because when we were all talking about the house in Wills Point, I got on Facebook to go over to where I have it posted and I was going to do something and I got completely sidetracked because when I opened Facebook, there was her nephew making the
oh,
announcement.
yeah,
And I didn't want to say that on the 12 o'clock call, but so the rest of the 12 o'clock call, I was just
yeah.
worthless.
I saw her. I saw a video of her. I had never seen this before. I don't know where she performed it, but she sang "Stairway to Heaven," and it was amazing. I'd never seen that before. But
Wow.
yeah, so so I'm gonna
She
call.
she recorded about 10 years ago, she recorded a song that is not going to be released until Dollywood's 30th anniversary,
Yeah, like 2040 something.
2045. I may not be here to hear it.
Well, I'll be here. God has sent me to make sure everybody gets on the bus to go to heaven during the rapture. Landon doesn't know that he didn't know that I'm going to be on that bus. And so I'll be on a bus.
Landon will be surprised.
I'll be on a bus. Yeah. So I'm gonna call Fast Signs before the rapture.
This is Allie. How can I help you?
Hey there, Allie. This is John Jackson with Leasing to Buy. I've ordered some signs from you all, and y'all did a phenomenal job. Anyway, I was trying to remember what that price was. I think we ordered 30 at a time, and I don't remember the number, like 25 yellow signs, 5-yard signs. I don't remember. But if I was trying to get a quote on just the Coroplast signs that we ordered. Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Let me load up. Okay. So the core box itself, the 24 by 18 double sided, they are about $360.
Okay, those for 30 of them?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
For is that 20 before you got the 25 yellow and the 5 leasing 5.
That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you. This is phenomenal. And before I let you go, Allie, did I order, because I'm trying to get all this ready for our next order. Did I order the heavy duty H stakes through you all? I can't remember if I had a bunch in storage or not, if I ordered some from you all. Those heavy duty H stakes? Yeah, so a box of them. What was that box?
Is $210.
210. That is perfect. You've been amazing, Allie. I'm actually here in Lake of the Ozarks right now. I haven't been in San Antonio in a few months, and I'm sure you miss me, don't you?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you my address and y'all can send me like flowers or more importantly, like food, chocolate. I don't care at this point. Gift card to Walmart. I don't care. So yeah, but it's beautiful, like 88 degrees here. The light wind is blowing off the lake that I'm looking at, and you're suffering in what, 110-degree weather?
Great job. So I don't have to deal with the heat too much.
I literally just moved my laptop out on the deck here overlooking the lake. So I'm not bragging, but I'm kind of bragging, that it's nice up here. But
Really jealous right now.
well, hey, thank you so much for the help. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. All right. So there you go. Instead of him hawing around about it. So fast signs. Again, guys, fast signs this should be so stupidly easy. And you don't have to go to fast signs, but that gives you a gauge to go on, right? I ordered 30 signs. That's a price break. So that's, what was it, like $11 a sign ish?
Mhm.
Plus, whatever taxes. But so $360 for 10, I'm sorry, $360 for 30 signs. And you can mix and match, meaning it didn't have to be 30 of just the yard signs, 30 of the yellow signs. I did 25 yellow, 5 yard, knowing I'm going to use a lot more yellow. $360. The heavy duty H stakes were $210 for a box, which is 25, which I don't remember what Johnette found them on Amazon for. We could always pull that up in about 2 seconds. But I could do a screen share of my Amazon, but I don't want you suckers seeing what all I buy on Amazon.
Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants in your Amazon account.
They don't want inside my world, inside the mind of John Jackson. What the
God,
hell?
what a scary place.
Kidding. It's basically just a bunch of hair product.
Should we close our eyes?
Yeah, close your eyes, Rick.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Well, I didn't order H steaks. I ordered the frames on
Frames, yeah.
Amazon.
So let me go over here real quickly. So again, guys, write that down, 360, and you can literally take our signs, pictures of our signs are in Facebook, in our Facebook group. Just say, hey, I need this. You do have to tell them it's double-sided, okay? Otherwise, it's going to print one side. Double-sided, 24 by 18. What's it going to cost? The yard signs are white background. The yellow ones are yellow, obviously. And $360 for 300 signs. Oh, Amazon. Let me just do a quick search on heavy duty H. Oh, about printer. I bought ink for the printer and
Or we don't want to know what else.
some folders. Heavy duty.
Fast signs also sometimes refers to the heavy duty H stakes as goalpost signs.
So here's a 25. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, so you can get them cheaper. Look at this. So this says heavy duty. Now they look, well, let me show you this, guys. I'll show my
Brace
Amazon.
yourselves. Yeah, there you go, Rick.
Rick, I've got kids. I do not want to see. I'm married and I have kids. So here you go, guys. This is what you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're talking about here. you see, well, here's a little video, and these may be I'd have to go through my orders to see what we order, but see that's your rider that goes underneath. That's 24 by I think 6, maybe 8.
Yeah, it's 6 by 24
Yeah, so well
for the
24 by
rider.
6. So because 24s are width, 24 by 18. I don't know what they call it, 18 by 24, but anyway, so you see these heavy duty H stakes right here? These are a 25 for $94. So yeah, so that saves you half, right? And then these signs here, this is 5. And again, guys, I'd have to go back and confirm which ones that Johnette found. But here's these heavy duty frames where you'd put your yard sign. And by the way, guys, if you want to, start off on the cheap, you can get these H stakes for $100 for 25, get you $360 worth of signs. You can use these for your yard signs. I just like to use these heavy duty ones. And you literally just take your yard sign and slide it in the top, and it goes in here. And if you need a rider that says like owner finance or seller finance, the fast signs can make that, and you just slide them in there. And again, I don't know what the riders cost, but what I started, so for the longest time, the yard sign I had made out of metal. These were heavy duty metal, which was a lot more. Started switching to coroplast, and what I found out the hard way after we had a big windstorm in Fort Worth was I don't know, I lost probably 3 or 4 yard signs that got blown out of this frame. So what I started doing was so simple. I just you see they got little holes at the top and the bottom. I just took zip tie. In my car I had zip ties and a wire cutter. I'd slide the sign in there. I carried a pipe, a lock blade with me. I just poke a little hole in the sign wherever the hole is. Put the zip tie in there. Zip, 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 cut. Zip, 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 cut. And that way it wouldn't blow away. But anyway, here you go. Here's your signs on Amazon. But what you don't want is this. You see this H stake? You see that is those things. This is where I say if a bird farts while it's flying by, it'll bend the whole thing over. These are horrible, horrible, horrible. You don't ever want to use these. These are useless. But you want to get the heavy duty H stake. $94 for 25. $360 for the signs. And there you go.
Mhm.
Easy.
And the link for the frames is on our in our Facebook group.
So there is that. We have put the sign issue to rest.
Now pull up Redfin and compare Midland County and OK City.
Just 1 second. Emily. Just a second. Just 1 second. Which other house? There's a wrap. Commercial. Okay. Sorry, I'm actually sorry, guys. I'm actually working.
Maybe if you enlightened everybody, they could learn something. Which house is it?
Spearwood.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check my messages from before I send this. I'm almost done with this. Um, give you all, I'm almost done, guys. Okay, let's go look at, what are we looking at? Spearwood, Oklahoma City.
Midland, Oklahoma City and Midland County
Okay, this is for Randy.
for Randy. And I don't know what his budget is, so I don't know how small we need to get it.
Is that Oklahoma City County? What was that?
You know what? I think it is OK City County.
Well, there's Oklahoma County there. I know on my plus leads, I do. Man, there's like 10 or 11 counties that it covers.
Well, what's this? What are these counties down there? Moore and over here? Do we know?
It's Oklahoma County.
Well, I got that one, but we're leaving a lot of meat on the bone. What's south of there? Moore and
Mountains. I'm not for sure. I'd have to Google it.
Oh,
I know there's Caddo, Canadian. I just don't know which directions they are. Kingfisher. Oh, yeah, McLean.
let's see if we can find out here.
So Oklahoma and directly south is Cleveland County. And then, oh, okay.
Cleveland.
And then McLean County is underneath that.
I go all the way to Garvin, Grady, Caddo, Kingfisher, Logan, Payne. That's with my plus leads.
Okay. Ardmore is in Carter County.
Yep.
And you know you've got boots on the ground there.
Joe's area.
Dang it. I don't need that. Bah, 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 bah. I'm just gonna have it. What was it? It was Cleveland.
Cleveland.
And what was that one to the west?
To the west and south of Cleveland is McLean. To the west of Oklahoma County is Canadian.
That's what I wanted.
Okay.
All right, so we got. Let me get rid of this. So it's in the way. So here's the areas that we're looking at right now. Yeah, I didn't include down here, but these. So you got 80, almost 8,900 houses in those areas. Um. So that's the bottom of the. Let me take off a few things. I'm not going to put all the filters on. I'm just going to new construction foreclosures. And house only. So there we go. So we got 5,000 houses at the bottom of the bottom there. 5,000. Let's see what time on Redfin is. More than 30. So we'll go from 5,000 to 3,379. So they're sitting there for a little bit there. Over 45 days. 27. So yeah, so you've got it looks like a church.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. It looks like a certain church that I know somebody who got married in a church that looks similar to that.
Yeah, I do too. You know what? That could be great for my cult.
Yeah.
Shut up, Rick. I don't even have the cameras on, and I just know Rick is, you know, the faces. I'm surprised that's 3 bedroom. Well, actually, it's only 2,000 square feet. Looks bigger
That's
than
kind of, that must have some really tall ceilings then.
yeah, this must be
Long
what,
and narrow, maybe?
what a unique property. Anyway, let's get sidetracked here. Okay. So you got so Oklahoma looks good. Midland, I can tell you, is not going to have that. It's not going to have how many did I say it was so it's 4 counties. Let me go back. Let me go back. So we're comparing apples to apples here. That was 6 days. So 30 days, 3378. Versus 55,000. Okay.
5,000.
Yeah, so now we're gonna go back in here. We're all, is that Midland County?
Yes.
Okay,
And you might throw in Ector also.
yeah. Wow. Only 570. I can tell you, I mean, I don't even have to look. Come on. That's 579 houses with total. I mean, I wouldn't even, you can do deals out there. Tara's done deals in Big Spring and Odessa and Midland. But now she did that using I think expireds and automated REI.
Mhm.
So she's done some deals out there. But I mean, if it were me, I mean, it's a no-brainer to go with Oklahoma City.
But it's bottom line is it's going to depend on his bottom line. You know, is a $200 mailing and more in line
Well,
with his budget, or
I wouldn't, because look, it doesn't at this point. Look, Ector County. So now we combined Odessa. Wow, we got 1,000 houses in the market. Now we go over here to over 30 for direct mail. 673 houses. So you've got 600, excuse me, 673 houses to choose from there. I mean, to do mailings to. Well, that's everybody, on over 30, you know. Yeah, you can do it. It's just there's not as many fish in the pond, you know. Now it's and that's just, like this would be a nice one for lease option, but look at the price. I mean, we can do it. It just take, we got to be more strict on the buyers, you know. But uh if for me, I'd go to Oklahoma City, but you narrow down that price point to say whatever, say 250 to 350, until
I'll be right back.
what was that other one? The other county in Oklahoma that was south.
Cleveland and McLean.
All right, so there you go. You got 3,378 houses. 33. Yeah. So now let's go here. That's over 30. Yeah, that's over 30. Now you can start removing some things in here. We've got now as I start putting in more specific criteria. We're at 2879. There's not gonna be there's too many up there. Yeah, 2879, 70. Yep. So there we go. So now you got 2879. So now let's start before I put in prices, let me take a quick, just a real quick look. I'm just seeing what houses look like. 244, 220. That's totally good. So I would look at putting in prices here. Let's put in 220 to, let's just play with this. 400,000. That's 1559. And you could bring that even lower because at 220, I mean, look, that's a nice for what we do. That's perfect. So maybe bring this down a little bit to say let's just play with this 350. 1, 2, 3. There's 1,235 homes. So you see how I'm squeezing down my list, Randy?
Yes, sir.
And you say, okay, I'm gonna hit and maybe you decide, okay, you know what, to start off, I'm gonna do, maybe you want it 220 to what was that last one? 350? Let's do 300. I don't remember what it was. 300, 660, 800, I'm sorry, 860 houses. But you can go down on that to say 275, right? But let's take a look here. I'm sorry, 860 times 0.74. So this may, if you hit every one of these on these parameters I just put in there, you're looking at $636 for a mailing. Okay. So I want you to do the same thing in Redfin and then put in your parameters based on what your budget is. Maybe it's 220 to 275, right? Maybe you're trying to get under, say, closer to $500 or maybe a little bit less. So let's put in 200. I would say 220 times 275, 1, 2, 3. So now we're really squeezing that down. Okay, that's well, not too much less. It's 598 houses. That's $442. Okay.
Yeah. That's what that would be per month.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can, you know,
Typically.
yeah, and you can bring that, you can play with those numbers. But that 220 in Oklahoma City is a good spot, you know. Like this is look 224. 220, well, you can see the front of it. But that look at that 220. So that 220 is a really good price point for Oklahoma City, Randy.
Okay.
So
Yeah, those look like some good properties.
yeah, so and I'd rather grab those properties, 220, 225, 230, than focusing on the 400, 450,000 houses, okay?
Okay.
But that 220, 275, if you can swing it, is a good price point to be at. Those are good parameters. That's $442.52. And you'd have to, if you do all this yourself, when you're ready to do the mailing, Joe or Jonette and I are here to help you walk through that because you got to break that up into two separate price points because you can only download 350 at a time.
Mhm.
Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
So I got to
Yeah.
go to like say I'm making this up 220, 250, 250, 275. So you're doing two different searches and extract or downloading the two different lists. Then you combine them, then you clean them up, and then you use PropStream to import and export. Okay.
Where do we get the list from Redfin or from
Oh
Prop?
yeah, right. Yeah, right here. Right here.
Okay.
you scroll down right here, download top 350.
And that price point was the 220 to 275, you said?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Randy, that also included FISBOs. And since you're doing FISBO scrapes from Zillow, you may not want to send postcards to them.
Yeah, and that's up to you. I'd send them anyway.
Okay.
Because first of all, you're probably not talking about that many. You know,
Mhm.
maybe you're talking about 20, right?
Mhm.
But I'd send a postcard to them, yeah. Because keep in mind those FISBOs are probably getting postcards from agents, you know, with their glamour shop picture on there. And whereas you're sending them a postcard with a picture of their house saying, I just get full price, no commission, top dollar, no commission, cash flow.
Awesome.
So it stands out.
Yeah. I may have to wait till I actually go back to work, but I definitely want to get this going. So
Yeah, 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 for sure.
yeah, I for sure do. So it sounds like it'll be around the 442 a month starting out. Okay.
Yeah, that was 442.
Mhm.
Yep.
I can do that. I just
Yeah.
get back to work, full
Sure.
time where I'm getting my full paycheck instead of this uh short-term disability paycheck. But yeah, thanks for doing that.
Welcome, Randy. Rick, what do you have going on? I think you're probably in the car or something. All right. He may be with a customer now. So, Spencer, what do you have going on?
Well, I'm getting Joe to look over a price sheet that I turned in today. As life gets in the way, sometimes I didn't have much time to do any uh, seller calls. Well, I did some FISBO scrapes about 5 counties, and I've got about 2 that responded since I was in town. Tomorrow I'll do. I'll spend a lot of time tomorrow doing the expired for within my area, and I'll probably spend a lot of time tomorrow calling sellers, and then I've got the the for sale by owner property in Hilton Head, South Carolina, that's not moving too fast, but it's the hopefully she'll be able to sell it for the everything fine, plugging away.
How long have you had that Hilton Head property?
I've had it. I've listed it for about 2 weeks. Not that bad. Maybe not even 2 weeks.
Okay. Do you have it on your Facebook page?
Yeah, I have it on the marketplace. I have it on leasing to buy, and I also got in about 4 Facebook groups.
Okay. Do you have it in Mark Monroe's group?
I'm not sure who that is.
Okay.
Seller Finance Homes.
Oh yeah, I do have a seller finance goals group. I don't know if it's the same one that you're talking about, but yes, I do. I do have it in one.
And if you haven't yet, Spencer, join all the Facebook groups for North Carolina regarding seller finance homes, anything real estate related in North Carolina, okay? And post it in there.
Well, I mean, the house is in South Carolina,
I mean,
but
South Carolina. I said North in South Carolina.
but it's the one that I have it in. Let me see. Let me look into my groups. I'll tell you. I'm on a different computer. This computer's a lot easier to use than the other one. Okay, let me bring it up. Groups. South Carolina off-market real estate, seller financing homes. Is that the one you're talking about, or is it a different one?
It's this one right here.
Let me look.
But anything in,
I work
in
at
South
AI.
Carolina.
I have to show you one of our tools.
Oh, that one. Okay, Mark Monroe.
Yeah.
I think that's the one I've listed, and I believe. Let me show you.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it looks like. Yeah, that's the one I listed in. Yep.
Okay.
That's
All right. And I've got the link. I'm going to put it in the chat,
okay.
just, in case, uh,
Mhm.
in case you haven't, or in case anybody, needs that link.
Okay. All right. I tried to call the HOA to see if I could put a sign out because it's sort of like a vacation spot, resort
Mhm.
type, Hilton Head, and I didn't want them to just snatch up the sign when I put it out, so I was going to call today to get permission to put the sign out.
Yeah.
For-
Yeah, because sometimes HOAs, even if it's not a resort community, they'll snatch up the signs.
Yeah, and I would hate spending about $50 or whatever, then they snatch up that sign. I won't be too
Mhm.
happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, there's not much else going on. Just I just continue to market and call sellers consistently, and which luckily I have time. You know, more time on my hand. I have some time on my hands. So, but
Okay.
I don't market like every day. I do it mostly Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's the time that I usually do it.
Okay. As long as you're consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, I do try to be consistent.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
All right. Philip, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Hey, what's
I am
up, Philip?
well.
I've been looking at my calendar all day, like, oh man, I only got to get on at 4, and then I got stuck on the seller call. So here I am, late as always.
That's okay.
Hey, we asked. Okay, so I offered a home warranty to my tenant buyer.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you still do that or not, but do you have a?
So, yeah, so a little history on that. So we used to offer it in some cases. This goes back a long time ago. I used Older Public Home Protection,
Okay.
ORHP, and they were I was friends with I became friends with the regional director over our region in DFW. Super sweet lady, and she retired, and her husband, I believe it was her husband, took over her position. But anyway, it used to be so easy because I could just order a three at the time it's $300, or maybe got up to $350 at the time, Philip, and I could just order a home warranty, and I could even pay for it. We're getting whatever it was at the time, whatever, $8,000 or whatever it was down.
Yeah.
And I'd pay $350 for the home warranty just to know that was done. Then she retired, and the guy that took her place, for I want to say it was her husband, but I could be wrong. Anyway, he left. He ended up leaving Old Republic. I'd have to go back and Thomas, something Thomas. I have to find his info again. He started his own home warranty company, but the last communication I had with him, and this goes back, over a year, is that he said, and I didn't dig into it to find out, which just really wouldn't matter to you, but he said that per the law that the seller has to buy the home warranty, the buyer can't, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, anybody can get a home warranty. Anybody can just buy a home warranty, I'm not sure if there's a misunderstanding in our communication, going back and forth. But
Well, I am the seller in this case, and
yeah,
they seem to be like a strong buyer. They just need a couple of months to
oh,
for
that
their
part, yeah.
credits
And
for
if
their
you want to
credit
buy, you can
score.
do it. Um, um, when we were doing the older public home protection, um, it was definitely better than American Home Shield, which has horrific name. But older public home protection at the time, I mean, this goes way back. Always took care of did a good job of taking care of our people. I think last I checked, you're looking about $500 to maybe $600.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got a flyer from a friend that my wife mentioned. Oh, so and so's in there, and she sent me one. There's a 510, 620, or 715. They have like 3 or 4 different tiers to choose from.
Yeah, and then if you want to add the pool, that's a whole other $200 or whatever.
Yeah, there's not a pool, but yeah, appliances are different, like fridge, washer, dryer, stuff like that. So, but I was thinking like this house, we really wanted to retail it anyway, and being that they don't have an agent, like you know what, this is probably a cheaper insurance than
Hmm.
having to pay 3% to a buyer's agent or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. It's so I would like I said, we had people that used the warranty. And of course, back then we were doing some older houses that I wouldn't do lease option nowadays.
Hmm.
Um, I think we only had one issue with older public. Um, um, but so I would compare whatever you've got to older public home protection.
Okay. Is there any paperwork they should sign or anything? Like if I say, hey, I'm going to buy this for you, but y'all just got to pay the deductible, or just
Mm-mm.
verbal is good.
Just verbal's good.
Okay.
So
And then,
I'm pulling this up right now. Let me make sure this is
okay.
older public, special insurance, our company's insurance solutions. Real estate and proper. This may not, yeah, that is older public. Sort of, some companies, and older public may not be one of them. I don't know. They, for the home warranty, they only work, with agents and traditional closings, if that makes sense. But
Okay.
I couldn't. Well, this says tenant occupancy. Let me go to this. I'm gonna send you I'm gonna put the link in the chat box.
Okay.
That's her logo, so that's them.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it'll be good. They're a younger couple. They're like 29. And I think, like I said, I think they'll be able to buy the house pretty quick.
Yeah.
Um, so the rent house that they were in had some plumbing problems at some point. And so they're like, oh, well, how's the plumbing? And so, well, the home warranty will cover stuff like that. But I've never lived in the house, obviously, but as far as we know, the plumbing's good. We've got the house on Airbnb and we haven't had any problems, but that doesn't mean something can't happen later, right? So
Let me see here.
now I've never heard anything come up on all of these trainings about seller's disclosure. Do we need to do seller's disclosures and
No.
any of those traditional?
Shockingly, it's not in property code, only on the contract for deed, but absolutely 1,000%, because a lot of these are your houses that you've acquired. I would totally, I mean, it takes, 5 minutes to fill out a disclosure,
Okay.
do that. The law shockingly doesn't require it.
Okay, so it's not required, but if I want to, I can. Okay. Okay. And then he talked me out of the washer, dryer, and refrigerator. So these like non-realty items. Should I have a separate agreement with that or just let it go with it?
I apologize. What was that last question?
Non-realty items, washer, dryer, and refrigerator. I usually don't leave those, but I'll let them talk me out of them. So I'm including
Oh.
those in the sale.
Oh, then that needs, yeah, then you need to have something on the page, something in, even a simple one-page addendum saying that that they're getting that, that the whatever, washer, dryer, refrigerator, whatever, that you're including them with the lease with the option of purchase. However, if they don't exercise their option, that those appliances do not convey.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got a wild one for you.
Bring it.
So about, I think it was the end of May, beginning of June, we got a $30,000 lease option fee. The guy got a little bit weird recently, making all these weird little like, oh, I need my money back. I need you to just convert me to just a lease. I want my $30,000 back, blah, blah, blah. So he's making all these weird like threats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he would think that this 30,000 is refundable. You know what I mean?
Was this a lease? Hey guys, was this a lease option or a
Yes.
finance?
It's a lease option, and then we also gave him on the addendum the option to pay additional towards the down payment and convert to owner finance.
Okay.
And he had been saying that the whole time, like I'm gonna pay, I'll pay more money down and whatever, and I'll pay my houses off fast. And he had literally just sold a house free and clear, and that's where he got the funds to even put down.
Right.
I think something else is going on, John, like financial hardship or something of some other sort. So he's just kind of grasping.
Yeah.
He complained right when he moved in about a leaky shower head, which like nothing.
Like something that Teflon tape would fix.
Correct. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The guy just doesn't know how to use plumber tape.
That's exactly what it is, right? And it's like he's coming at me with all these threats. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get an attorney, and you didn't this, and you took the washer and dryer. And I'm like, dude, the washer and dryer doesn't come with the house. Like it is what it is, right? So
How long had he lived there before he asked before he started acting squirrely?
just now, so 3 months. What are we, 3 months from he moved in June 5th? July, August. So we're going
Not quite 3.
not even 3 months yet.
Mm-hmm.
At first, when he moved in, he did send a message like that. Oh, I can't believe you took the washer and dryer, which was weird because we even left him a refrigerator and a refrigerator in the garage. And then
Did
he sent that shower head thing. Oh, no wonder the house is as is. Like, there's nothing wrong with the house, bro.
Well, if he didn't know how to use Teflon tape,
Yeah.
he may not be a real man. He may be like one of those men that would hang around with Landon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody wears a thong. Um,
At his Airbnb at his home that he shares with guests. Yeah.
yeah. So I wouldn't even, as far as the washer and dryer, I would I would only focus on what's at hand here and just say, I would let them know, however you want to word it, is that, I would have a phone call with him, to try to settle that, because that's easy, that's a better way to handle it than email or text, right? And just call him and say, hey, I'm not sure what's taken place, but something's happened obviously over the last 90 days. I don't know if you had a life situation or something come up, because we got you into this house. We'll do everything we can to help you buy it, which we can do even with seller finance. But I thought I thought I'd just kind of find out from a human aspect of what, have you had something come up in your life? Are you having to move? You think you need to move somewhere, like somewhere out of Houston or whatever the case is, and just find out what's going on with his life first, and I say that because you're trying to get down to what's actually, the shower, the Teflon tape isn't the issue. The washer and dryer aren't an issue unless somehow he was intentionally misled to believe they came with a house, right? And And so you're trying to find out what's actually triggering this, you know,
Mhm.
before you
Is
even,
he young?
No,
So
he's
he's
not.
he's old enough to be a little worldly.
Oh yeah, yeah. He has his own news, not like a podcast, but he's like a news broadcaster in Spanish. Like he owns his own businesses. He's
So
an
he should know at this
he's a-
point in his life that washer and dryer typically do not come with a new
Right.
yeah,
house.
I could see,
he's
I
in
could,
his 40s, right? So and he just
yeah.
sold a home. So
Well, again, I wouldn't worry, ever bring up the washer and dryer or the shower in this conversation. You're trying to find out, hey,
what's really going
I'm not sure, if something has come up unforeseen that you weren't expecting in your life, a potential job transfer or something's coming up. So I thought I'd just reach out to you. Um, did something happen in the last few months in your life that you weren't expecting, and now you're trying to figure out, you know, if you're gonna have to move out of town or whatever. And I wouldn't even, before you even bring up, before you even talk about, the house, find out what's going on first.
on. Okay.
You know, because something's come up.
Yeah, he went from wanting to pay extra every month to get to a 20% down payment to convert to seller finance, which is the outcome we want. You know what I mean? So like wanting his 30 grand back.
I think the other things are just excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it could be that. I mean, you don't know. It could be any number of things, but I would find that out really and focus on that on the conversation.
Okay. And then yeah, I think just with this kind of riffraff, it's like I want to make sure that everything we do with every next client is above board and like fully disclosed and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, like we went above and beyond. His moving date was actually supposed to be the 9th. We canceled an Airbnb reservation so he could get in on the 5th. We moved out, early, gave him the keys early. Like we did every like, in our mind, we were going above and beyond helping the guy. And um, it just got weird after that. So it doesn't even make sense.
yeah. I have found, I'm not saying anything wrong, but I have found that the more I bend over or bend the rules, try to help somebody, is the more it's going to come bite me on the butt. You know. Um, but yeah, I would have a phone call with him and try to find out what's actually going on in his life. Without even bringing up the house. And then from that information, then you can say, well, then you can prepare the part two, which is, well, let's, figure out something on this house because you were originally wanting to put more down so we could sell or finance it to you. Um, and we might be able to do that. We can still do that. Maybe we could do it for even less down, get this in your name right off the interest. So you got that on the taxes and this and that. But before you even talk about that, you got to find out what's going on in his life.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll keep having the conversation, but I don't need to offer him anything back, right? How do I say or not say, well, it's non-refundable, it's whatever it is, but
Yeah, I might use an analogy of, well, um, obviously, we want nothing more than for you to buy the house, and we'll do everything we can to help you do that. But obviously, this is you're buying a house, and this is a contract. You don't put money down on, you don't buy a car, put money down, and 2 months later decide, oh, you know what, I needed a pickup. I want my money back, and here's your truck. I mean, here's your car. I need a pickup. Well, you bought the car, you know.
okay. Yeah.
And if you want to, if he starts getting snippy, just have him call Raul.
That would be good. Raul left, man. He moved. So
And
he's
or did he? I knew y'all were working together, but he moved.
Yeah, he moved to like the Dallas area, but he's apparently out of the real estate altogether. So
Well, his somebody related to him was a brother or somebody. Somehow I think some relative of his, I don't know who it was, reached out.
Richie?
Huh?
Yeah, Richie's his brother.
Maybe
Oh,
maybe it's Richie. Okay.
okay.
What about him?
He had reached out to me, I think, on
Yeah, about a.
one of the houses we had, or
Mhm. And I can't remember now which one.
Well, Richie's in real estate to some capacity. I know
Mhm.
he's worked for, still does, or for a loss mitigation department at a bank. So he's on that side, but I don't know if he's investing in real estate yet or not.
I don't remember that.
He,
If
he,
anyway, but
he may have been asking about one of the courses. He had reached out to us about
yeah, I don't remember.
a house or a course or something.
That's good.
I was trying to see there, but anyway, so but yes, that's how I'd handle that. Is you talk about, you focus on him as a human, as a person, find out what's going on there. Uh, like I was sitting down having a couple of beers or something, and then as the conversation evolves, then you can take it to the house and uh, and just say, you want to do everything you can to help him own it, get it in his name, that he was looking to put more money down to do the seller finance, that, you'd still totally would be open to that and want to do that. And maybe you say, maybe I could work out where, you put down, instead of 20%, maybe it's whatever, 10% or whatever the number is, to seller finance it to you. So you get it in your name, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Now, if you seller finance it to him, I'd make sure to mark on the seller finance addendum that he can't transfer the property without your permission.
Oh yeah.
Because he could, because, just to protect you, which, I mean, doesn't, nothing stops him from trying to do that, right? But the point is that, you could seller finance it to him. He stops making payments, or seller, his brother-in-law says he's going to buy it and starts paying him, but he doesn't pay you. And what does he care?
Yeah, and there was moments he was blaming it, oh, and the economy, and so he was making these. I just let him talk, right? He wouldn't hardly let me get a word in. But it was that it was like, yeah, there's some financial hardship going on, and then like over the
Yeah, and that's
weekend he said, hey, I've been thinking about it, and maybe if you can just give me $10,000 back, we still love the home, we want to stay here, but we can talk next week. So I didn't even respond to that text, but
so there's obviously, he's already let on, there's probably some financial thing that came up unexpectedly. So just find out what that is and what y'all can work out.
okay,
Yeah.
that'll work. John, a lot of people are still asking me all the time when they say, hey, you do lease options in Texas and this and that. What are some highlights or bullet points that I should tell these, other
Yeah. So I
users?
wish, so yesterday I did seller calls at noon, and Ty Sherwood, who's not on here, he had done some, he had a lead. He's in Arizona, but he had a lead in San Antonio with a property manager of a house, which I don't, it doesn't matter. So, but he said that she had didn't think you could do this in Texas over 180 days and blah, blah. I was like, well, I can call her, but, she's not going to care, I said, first it's a property manager, and secondly, what does it matter to her? Because it's not her shtick. But so I called her, left a message. She called me back after that call. Now I wish I'd had it recorded, because it was a great conversation. I had to clarify the numbers with her because she misunderstood how the numbers were, because Ty had sent her a price sheet and she was adding where she should have been subtracting. And anyway, she just I had to clarify the numbers. And so then she was asking about Texas, and I said, over 180 days. I said, well, actually, you can do them over 180 days. and I'm just talking out loud here, so I'll
Mhm.
say this, and we'll kind of pull out some bullet points, because at the end of the day, you just want the bullet points.
Yeah.
And say, well, you can do them over 180 days. If it's so the law states that if it's over 180 days and less than 3 years, that certain sections of the property code apply. The two main things are that you have to have specific verbiage in your documents, which we have. The other thing is that section, which you don't have to remember this, section 5.085 is regarding underlying mortgage. And if there's underlying mortgage, we just have to disclose that information to the buyer so they can verify the payments are being made. Again, it's just to protect the buyer. And those are really the two main things right there. And if it goes over 3 years, it becomes contract for deed, which we don't do anyway.
Which contract for deed is legal, right? It's just a whole nother
Yeah,
set of compliance.
but now you're talking about all of Title II, Chapter 5. It's very arduous on the seller.
Okay. And then if you do it wrong, then it's construed as a contract for deed, right? So if you don't
That
do,
really, so, well,
I turned it off.
I thought you were gonna say something else, sorry. So if it goes over 3 years, it's contract for deed. The contract for deed, if you mess up that, it falls under Deceptive Trade Practices Act.
Hmm,
And now you gotta refund all the money. If you screw up section 5.085, it falls underneath the Deceptive Trade Practices Act, where you don't disclose the mortgage information, all that. But but when someone's saying, you can't do them in Texas, so yeah, you could and you could actually say this, and this goes for everybody. You could say, well, I actually work with the guy that wrote the book on Texas lease options, and he actually has trained attorneys as well. But the main points are that if it's over 6 months, less than 3 years, that there's certain verbiage in the document. Some has to be in 14 point font. We have that. The mortgage information has to be disclosed to the buyer, so the buyer can make sure the payments are being made. So we've got all that in our documents. But if you had and then say, was there a specific section of Title II, Chapter 5 that you had a question about? And then, of course, then they're going to shut up.
right.
They don't know what you just said. You might as well just been speaking Latin to them.
Yeah, because I was in a room once and the guy said, yeah, you do lease options in Texas and you go over 180 days and they lawyer up, you're gonna lose the house. You're gonna have to give them the house, give them all their money back. So it's like, holy crap, I don't want to be in that position. Nobody does, right? So it scares so many people. I'm like, dude, I got the guy that wrote the book.
He should have bought my book.
Uh,
But the main thing is that you can say, well, I actually work with a guy that wrote the book on Texas lease options. He's he was actually heavily involved in 2005 as this is going back and forth with representatives. But the main two things in the law is, over 180 days, certain verbiage in the documents, which we have. And you don't remember section 5.85, but they have to disclose if there's an underlying mortgage, and so the buyer can verify those payments are being made. And just say it's all about protecting the buyer from getting into a house that owner's not making payments on.
yeah, and then it's the other little nuances, right? Like the late fee minimum or maximum that you can charge.
Late fee maximum. There's you can't withhold option consideration for a late payment. So because what was happening is, and we used to do this when we offered rent credits, because this was standard.
That's
I
what
wouldn't want to rip anybody off, but it was an incentive to pay on time. So they're getting, say, a $300 a month rent credit. But if they paid late for that month, they didn't get that $300 at the time of finance. But we stopped doing that after the laws changed, which is fine because we changed it. We changed all that anyway.
So that's where you just give the option consideration.
Consideration, yeah.
And they don't lose it if they're late on rent. That would be
No.
right. And then giving them 30 days notice when they're in default instead of like a 3 day.
Yeah, there's 2 pages. You have to send them a notice of default
Okay.
that you send, and that's in 14 point font.
And that's for rent, late rent.
Yeah. And that gives them 30 days to cure. So you could send that like at day 10 if you wanted to,
What?
that notice.
Oh, so once they're 10 days late, then send the 30-day
Well,
notice.
you could send that for 3 days, but
Right.
obviously you want to give them a little runway, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to send like on day 4, you know. Well, you might.
Yeah, probably. Collect that $75 late fee.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
No,
but
but
I
that's the
mean,
max, right? The late fee max is $75 or
it's eight, the maximum is 8% of 8% of the monthly payment.
even if it's over $75.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I thought it was whichever is less.
No, maximum is 8% of the monthly payment.
Okay. Cool. And you keep all this stuff up to date? Like, has there been changes since you wrote the book?
No changes. No changes. Um, and but yeah, that conversation with that agent yesterday was really good when I explained the law, and I sent her I had to tweak the numbers a little bit to get the seller where it needed to be. Sent that to her, and also sent her well, I told her, I said, because she was also an investor at one point, so she understood some of the terminology and this and that. Nice lady. And sent her the updated numbers. I sent her a link to my Texas. It's a video of my Texas training I did years ago. And then I sent her a link to Amazon to buy my book.
There you go.
I told her, I said something about something came up about my.
Dude, let's rewrite it.
She knew something. I wrote a book or something. I said, well, yeah, blah blah blah. And I said, if you buy it on Amazon, I make like $2. I sent her that link to my Amazon book. But which I need to, I could probably follow. Yeah, I need to follow up with her. I had all my stuff outside, but my computer started getting hot, I think, because that sun was hitting it. But so I came inside. Of course, Jen's son and wife and kids are here, so it's loud up there. So I'm down here. But I was going to call that lady, that agent, real nice lady in San Antonio, and see if she had any other questions. I tell you what, if y'all want to stand by for just like a minute, let me run upstairs and grab my books. I left them on that table outside. I'm bringing it down. I'll call her and see if I can get a hold of her.
Yeah,
Okay.
do that. I'll pause the recording so there's not a big gap, because this is going to be a good call for someone to watch later on.
Yeah, because if I can get a hold of her, she may have some additional questions on Texas. I don't know, but
Yeah, and I'm thinking too, John, like with the people that approach me, it's like, hey, let me help you. Like we'll do it together. But if they're investors, right, and they have multiple properties, figure out how to get them locked in.
yeah, you can let me do this while I'm thinking about it, Philip.
Okay.
So this training, probably on YouTube too, but let me get this. No, I don't know where it is. Super quickly, I can go to my sent. Yesterday, right there. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to put this in the chat box, Philip.
Okay.
Okay, she received that. This is, and you may want to. So grab this link I'm going to send you, and however you want to keep it on your computer, your phone. That's a video. It's on Vimeo. That's a video I did, and that video, I like that video because it goes all the way back to 2000 when the tornado hit Fort Worth.
Okay.
And I believe I'd have to watch it. I believe I start going through section by section of the property code, so I get a little more in depth, I believe, on that video. But I even show pictures of Fort Worth after it got hit by the tornado, which is neither here nor there. But the point is, it goes back that far in history. And the reason I go back that far is because people confuse it with contract for deed. So I go
Mm.
back to the history of contract for deed and why we don't do them in Texas for the most part, we don't do them in Texas, and just try to help them understand where the confusion is, because the requirements are intertwined in the same part of the property code. So I have to go back to contract for deed and say, here's what happened to contract for deed. Here's the changes that were, not the changes, but so here's my contract for deed died. Lease options 05. Here's why there's confusion. So it helps them understand a little bit about the differences there.
Love it. And that's not like an old video from 10 years ago, right? This is more recent.
Oh, that's old.
It's an old one.
Yeah, I mean, but who cares? It doesn't show my. I wish it showed my face. I'm sure I looked beautiful 10 years ago. But
Uh,
the information's the same.
yeah.
It literally doesn't. It didn't change. Um, but that's let me go grab my paperwork here.
Okay.
You want to look at this dog? Here's a dog laying on the bed.
What kind of dog you got? You still?
Pit bull.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's a nice little boy.
So Jen has a Doberman, and then her son and wife and their kids are staying here for just probably another week. They're got another house, but they keep delaying the move in, the builder anyway. So we got 2 dogs here now, and they jump on my bed at night and take up the whole bed, and I have to have like this much room to sleep, But
Yeah.
anyway, I could set the computer out facing the lake so y'all could see water.
It's beautiful. Don't make us jealous, man.
yeah, rub it in our face.
I tell you what, it would be
the
so.
Ozarks.
Yeah, every weekend here they got something. Last weekend they had the Insane Clown Posse festival. It was further down the lake, and uh, which I could,
Clown? Fit right in with the clowns, yeah.
yeah, I could care less about ICP. But like this weekend's the shootout where they have these jet fuel boats, these high speed boats, and they got the big shootouts, a big weekend here. They say it's like the Super Bowl of the speed boats. They come here, and it's a whole thing to have on the strip here and all that. But the cool thing about if you have a boat here, like we had a boat out there, and you wanted dinner, you can just go hop in the boat and go over to Margaritaville or all these other restaurants on the lake here and pull up and go, oh, I'm gonna have dinner now, and then boat your way home.
Beautiful.
So, all right, I'm gonna read that paperwork.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to pause the recording.
Which one do you?
All right. Where's my phone? There's Jose, Lee, Lily. There she is. I need to shoot a text to Yachty.
That's it for the bullet points in Texas. I want to hear you explain this. So you're going to call an agent?
Yeah. Yeah, so considered. I have a free monthly 2 hour Zoom. You ever do any short sales, Philip?
I have a team that, but no, I don't like doing short sales, but I have a lady. So I do on Wednesdays. Today's Wednesday, and yeah, we do like a little pre-foreclosure training. I'll provide the foreclosure list, and then
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that because I'm on your email list. I've tried to block those emails from you and mark it as spam, but I still get them. But
just wrong. Why would you do that, man? Just jump in.
There's
in.
something wrong with him, Philip. There really is. I've got one that I'm marketing that I think I'm fixing to have to pull in a short sale person.
Okay, yeah, I've got a lady named Aislinn. She's really, really good. She's actually gone through some hardships over the years, but she's been in the real estate game for a long time, and so she's got a whole team. And we teach that. She jumps in on my Zooms on Wednesdays and helps kind of teach that to be the loss mitigation specialist for when people want to do a short sale or loan modifications or file a bankruptcy or a TRO to try to save the home.
Okay.
So yeah, she's great. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to come in and buy this house for this guy.
Okay.
Because he's missed several payments and it
So David, I'm sorry, go ahead.
and I think it's an impending thing. I think it's yeah,
Yeah,
we've
so-
got to do something.
So David Randolph, phenomenal guy. He and I go way back. He teaches short sales, and I just send all my anything that looks like it's going to be a short sale to him. Then he'll give me a little, spiff, when they close. But he's
Right.
good. He actually buys them, and holds them, and he's got a course. And I didn't. He just texted me. I didn't know this. Every month, he's got a free monthly 2-hour Zoom introduction to short sales. Several times a year, I do a free 3-day short sales masterclass where I sell the basic short sale online portal and the link. Okay, that's his basic course.
That's cool.
Anyway,
That works.
Philip, does your lady buy them?
I buy,
Oh, you buy them?
right, so
let,
I'm,
let
yeah.
him buy Gypsy. You need a
yeah,
house.
so that,
Yeah, well, yeah, I've got a couple of them because I've got one here in San Antonio where she is borrowing from one to pay this, and it's vacant. It's been vacant for months. She's fixing to be in a worse position. And I've got one up in Fort Worth where the guy has not been making payments.
okay.
So, yeah, so I've got a few. And
There
then
you-
there's another one that I have in Fort Worth where um, the lady has been making payments, but she really can't afford it.
Yeah, so the thing too, like to start a short sale, that agent or the short sale specialist, right? It's usually an agent. And Aislinn is an agent. They have to list the house and then they have to have an offer. And the whole short sale package all has to get submitted, right? So I could be the short sale offer to get the whole short sale file started, right? If it comes in low enough to where we can buy it cash, then yeah, we could be the buyer. I'll also like simultaneously see, hey, can we market this as owner finance or lease purchase? If we find a buyer with a big enough down payment before the foreclosure or before the short sale is approved, then we can just bring the loan current with that buyer that with their down payment, right? So I like to kind of market it both ways. Like, let's see if we can do, like we talked about the Alvin deal,
Yeah.
right? We're 15,000 behind. Let's see if we can find a 10% down buyer to bring 30,000 before the foreclosure,
Yep.
So
Yep.
if you got some
Let,
different ideas, let me know.
let Philip buy a Gypsy.
Yep. Yep. 3003 Gypsy.
Okay.
I'm marketing at lease option right now.
That's San Antonio.
That needs
Yeah.
to be seller finance.
Yeah, it really does need to be seller finance.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was telling me about the house before I'd ever even looked at it. And as he was telling me about it, I said, "Oh no, this is this is seller finance. This house needs to be seller finance." Well, then John and I drove out there, and as we're driving through the neighborhood, we're
Hey
both
there, Lily. I thought I was getting a voicemail there for a second. Hey, this is John Jackson. I was just giving you a kind of a courtesy follow-up call from the email I sent you yesterday. I don't know if you'd had a chance to kind of review anything yet. I'm sure you're busy, but I just want to give you a quick follow-up ring, see if you had a chance to review what I sent you, see if you had any questions or anything like that.
Yeah, I sent the review and I forwarded it also to my client
Okay.
and he received a couple of donations.
Okay.
So now she has things to look at.
What-
Because she's like, whoever brings me the money first, but yeah. So
Yeah.
she's gonna be reviewing everything,
Sure.
so it's gonna take more than a day or two.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And obviously, you all could find a tenant before we'd be able to blast the marketing and get someone, and that's fine. We anytime we've got a homeowner or investor that has out there for rent, either for rent by owner or agent, whatever, we know, we're not we're not gonna, we can't move that quickly, as quickly as you can with a typical tenant. But, and that's fine. Well, we just do our thing. We're just here to help. And so, who knows, it may not be this house, maybe it's another one down the road, and even if she goes with, one of the applications, if y'all go with that, but she still had, some questions or anything, I'm just a phone call away, always happy to answer any questions, okay? And,
Yeah, on that.
oh, yeah,
Because I had told her that only 6 months was legal in Texas, because that's all I knew. I didn't
Sure.
research deeper, right?
yeah.
And so I sent her also your video. But yeah, I communicated with her today, but she's working. She's
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Well, yeah, well, fantastic. Well, yeah, who knows? And if she has any questions, even if you'll, like I said, even if you'll go with one of your applicants, but she had just questions in general, just for knowledge or future knowledge on lease options or what we do, I'm always happy to answer questions there. So I'm just a phone call away. You bet. And you've got some beautiful listings. I won't say I was stalking you, but I did click on your site, your XP site, and boy, there's some beautiful listings in there for 2 or 3 or $4 million or whatever they were. Some gorgeous houses. Well,
they're the MLS.
I figured at first I was like, oh my gosh, but I mean they were beautiful. But I thought, okay, these are probably feeds coming in from the MLS. But yeah, there's some beautiful houses down there.
That shows up on every realtor's MLS.
Yeah, no, I get that. With some beautiful houses. I tell you what, we get investors coming to us from different areas, and this week I was had an invest. Yeah, it was this week, Monday, I think. Had some properties in California. He's getting on short sale, and I looked at them, and you should see some of these. It's just like a little crappy a crap box, if you will, that the comps are 1.2 million, and I'm like, this is this thing was would be a teardown if it was in Fort Worth. What is this? You know I can't believe it. And then this week I was looking at the Houston market. I've got one of my students in Houston. Um, anyway, I was looking at the Houston market, which I hadn't looked at in a little bit, and I was blown away at some of the nice houses for $450,000 or less that you can get in Houston, in that Houston area. There were nice houses for 450 versus the little teardown in California for 1.2.
You know that Antonio, and for the four major metropolitan areas, San Antonio has the best cost of living. I made a video about it several years ago. So, and that's one of the reasons I moved here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Antonio didn't want to go to Houston.
Yeah.
Even though it's not on the center of Texas, I mean, it's 4 hours to Dallas. It's
Yep.
4 hours to my hometown, to the South Padre Island.
Yep. Right.
Living in Texas has high, taxes.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's a small town feel. There's so many independent small communities within all of San Antonio. So
Yeah.
the choice to come here, it was easy to fly to Oregon from here.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I'm up here in Lake of the Ozarks, like I think I mentioned, and it's I'm looking at the lake right now. It's beautiful, but I gotta say, I sure did miss that 2 minute drive to the Taquiera that was on the corner from where I lived. Yeah, uh, I've never seen so many Dollar Generals and Taquieras in my life, but just everywhere. But I do miss that. I tell you what though, San Antonio on the north side anyway, by Live Oak, where you talk about construction and potholes and everything, it's a mess up there. Yeah, but
To be the next metropolitan area in
mm.
Texas.
Are they building do you know if they're building a data center down there? I know they're building one. I know they're building a data center up in the Panhandle area. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Wow, okay. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Well, just again, save my number. I've got you saved in my phone. Just I'm a phone call away for anything, that I can help with or answer questions. I'm a phone call away. Okay, Lily? Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do all.
Right, right. So what we're known for is lease options, and now about 25% of the deals we do are seller finance, where we're offering them a seller finance. On subject to, if it's a true sub two, then I would probably bring in. I've got just a few people that I know have the deep pockets. They've got the capital that I don't worry. I know that they can take care of it, and they specialize in sub two. So in other words, if I'm not the expert, I'll be the first one to say, I know exactly what this needs. I'm not the expert. Let me bring in the expert, right? So I handle real estate. I handle real estate kind of like medicine, where if I'm not I'm the expert. I'm the specialist in my field. If I know somebody needs something else, I can bring in that person that I know is a specialist, no matter whether it's a single family, an apartment, or whatever, short sale, whatever it may be. I've got deep ties in the market. Yep. Yeah. So I teach as well. So I've got students in Florida or Chicago or wherever the case may be in different areas. So we'll handle them nationwide. Um, and like last week, I guess it was, had an agent reach out to me uh, with a listing in Florida that she couldn't move, and I don't market to Florida. Just she found me, so we can do it nationwide for sure. It's just that I grew up. I was born and raised in Fort Worth, and so that was okay. That's where I planted my flag. Right, was Fort Worth, and so that's why I personally tend to focus on Texas because I know it so well and know the market. I've got lots of boots in the ground, wherever I need them. But we do it nationwide. Yeah, I just don't market. I just don't market to sellers nationwide, if that makes sense. They come to me. Yeah, yeah. San Antonio, actually, right now, I guess you'd say I'm a resident of Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, for the next however long. But yeah, so I moved in January. Moved from San Antonio. I'm so sorry. In January, I moved from Fort Worth to San Antonio, then came up here, and then I got up here. I was like, well, I could live up here, and who knows? So I'll be up here for the next. Who knows how long? My sister's still in San Antonio. I've got some wonderful very well-seasoned students in San Antonio as well. But yeah, so I'm in Lake of the Ozarks for the next however long, few months or so. Yeah, it is. I was literally had my laptop outside working, but then my laptop's starting to get a little hot, so I came inside. But yeah, it's like you could literally work outside, all day unless your laptop overheats. But
I'm outside going too much or taking photos outdoors. Oh my gosh. And even inside a house that doesn't have
AC, yeah.
no heating.
Good grief. You all have had like 110-degree weather or something like that, haven't you? Okay, okay. All right. Well, up here, it was funny. I was up here it was like they were talking on the news. They were talking about it was all about the big heat wave, and you gotta stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated and stay indoors if you can. Whatever. It was like 95 degrees. I thought, what is wrong with you wimps? This is nothing. I was like, what is wrong with y'all? This is normal, you know?
Heat wave, and people aren't used to it, right? Because a lot of times they don't have air conditioning.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's some areas that don't. Yeah, yeah. Wow, okay, that's getting pretty toasty. Those electric bills go up dramatically. Yeah. Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm spoiled by the weather up here, but I've heard that the winter gets pretty chilly. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm up, who knows, maybe I'll come back to Texas for maybe I'll be like what do you call that? The people that the and yeah, I mean, that's what I am right now. I you know I literally came up here with a suitcase, uh, and I think I was going to stay for a couple of weeks, and however long, as long as I've got a laptop and a phone, I can work. But here I am, a few months later. But I'm a guy, so I've got a suitcase with like 8 shirts in it, and guys, we were the same 8 shirts, and we just rotate them, so I'm fine. What do I care? Yeah. So Marco, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I saw him speak at one of the events I was emceeing. Marco Rubella, yes, he's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, yes, he was. So I remember him. I just want to make sure I'm absolutely. Uh, I'm pulling this up right now. He spoke. We did an event in. So I used to MC a lot of big real estate events for real estate coaches and stuff. And I believe he spoke at an event we had in Florida. That would have been 2021, 21.
But they haven't been doing a lot. We still stay in touch, so we've become friends.
Yeah.
Mentor and on the subject too.
Okay. Okay.
The Academy.
Oh my gosh. You're not gonna, so I know Russ. So that's how far I go back. Yeah. So yeah.
With I used to travel a lot to a lot of, but then I met Marco Rubel at one of Russ Whitney's conferences. One of his big seminars. That's where I met him.
Yeah.
He had developed called Profit Grabber, and so he's an engineer, and then he was #1 boxer in his weight in Croatia.
Oh, okay.
Engineer, so I was really impressed with his software, and I'm like, how the heck did you, a boxer, create a software? Well, he's an engineer.
Yeah.
He didn't create it, but so I met him since I think it was 2007, and then one of his CDs in the foreclosure boot camp that he sells is all about me on one property that he helped me in Oregon, from the beginning phase to when I purchased it, subject to, and then when he came and filmed it, or he went to Oregon to film it to get it prepared to sell. And then when I sold it, he filmed me at one of his conferences. And so, but he used to tell me, he said, you have to stop acting like a realtor and think like an investor.
Yeah.
Because I've always been an investor, a realtor. I got into investing. And that property that I bought, the first subject to was actually had been my listing, but they couldn't sell it.
Yeah.
And my accountant was their accountant to say, hey, let me buy properties. And so then they asked me, I said, I can't discuss it with you until the listing is expired or I no longer represent you.
Right.
Additional disclosure form with Marco, and he still remembers that. So
Oh wow, what a smart. I met. So it was I think it was 22. I might be off on my years, but what I do remember is 2021. I met. I was emceeing a big real estate event down in Key West, and we had some big names there. This is for real estate coaches, people like me that educators, and we had on stage at the same time we had Ron LeGrand, Russ Whitney, Dolph DeRoos, and Robert Allen on stage, and there's a yeah, and watching the whole thing was just it's one of those things that you can't duplicate, you can never replicate again. But watching Russ and which I've known Ron for years, but watching Russ and Ron go at each other on the stage was hilarious. Like two brothers just bickering and making fun of each other and putting each other down, and it was a lot of fun. And we were dying laughing, and because I mean, they go way back. When it's just so funny. And the way that Robert Allen got there, that's a whole interesting story that involved me. Because the book that got me started in real estate was Robert Allen's book. No,
the 1 minute.
yes, it was the 1 Minute Millionaire in 2003, and
Forget the other author.
and Mark Victor Hansen.
Oh yeah, Mark Victor Hansen, excellent book.
So I saw that they were doing their book tour, and I had one morning I was getting ready, and they were on TV at the local station, whatever, promoting the book, and I was mesmerized by it. And I was like, oh my gosh! So I went to back then it was before Amazon, so I went to Barnes and Noble or wherever, bought the book, and read it. Just probably in 2 days, and fast forward to 2021. And my friend and I were hosting this big event in Key West, and my friend, I forgot it was a weird thing. I reached out to a buddy of mine. I said, hey, my attorney, my real estate attorney retired. Who do you recommend? My friend was Eddie Speed, who's known in the note space. He creates, probably owns one of the largest he owns Note School. And he said, and so he referred me to an attorney, but the attorney was in Florida. So I thought, well, that's weird. Okay. So I reached out to the attorney, and we get on it wasn't Zoom at the time, it was whatever it was we had at the time. And so I'm talking to this attorney in Florida, and he starts telling me about his background, about he was the guy that created the Robert Allen Wealth Academy. I was like, what? And it was funny because like the week before, my friend said, we need someone else really big we need someone else. No, Robert Allen. Yeah, Robert Allen had one. And so Robert had one because this attorney created it. And Carlton Sheets, remember Carlton Sheets? He used to work with Robert Allen, and then Carlton then took his, not Robert's information, but he took his knowledge and everything and started selling it, started doing the infomercials, the commercials at late night. And Robert always hated that. Oh, I'm not ever going to do that. That's blah, blah, blah. Well, then the attorney in Florida got him he created the Robert Allen Wealth Academy, or whatever they called it. And that's when Robert started doing the big conventions, the big tours and all this and that. And yeah, and so then I said, hey, does Robert still speak? And this is 2021. He said, I don't know. He said, I can ask him. I said, well, we've got this event in Key West. We'd love to have him speak. He's the guy that got me started, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, next thing you know, I'm on the phone with Robert Allen, talking about this event we have in Key West. We'd love to, have him down there. And he's a very quiet, well, I don't know. What is this about again? What is event is this? And I was telling him, he said, I don't know. And his wife was in the car. I said, well, yeah. And I could tell he wasn't really sure. And I said, well, we're going to fly you and your wife to Key West. And he said, what were the dates again? So,
So,
yeah. I think he was at the event we had in Amelia Island, so that had to be the next year. 22, I thought. That's why I had my years off. So 21 is when we had, so that's where I met Robert for the first time, him and his wife. And um
Whitney from back in the mid-2000s.
so he and I didn't meet till 21. We met there at that event, and yeah.
Did meet him in person, but and I actually invested in one of the syndications that they did at one of those conferences with a self-directed IRA, and
Yeah.
it's still in Costa Rica. I'm still waiting for it, and they finally, after 20 years, finally got an offer on it.
Oh,
It's like,
wow.
yeah, but then he got into trouble with some of the investments. I don't know all the story, but I started investing by reading a book by Russ Whitney.
Yep.
It was the One Millionaire Real Estate Investor, not mentor. And I can't seem to find the book. I gave it to somebody, then I bought it again. And that's how I started to invest, by following everything that Russ Whitney's book said. And
Yeah.
I started buying one property a month for like 4 or 5 months in a row in Oregon.
Mhm.
And that's when I quit being an engineer. And it's a long story, but my ex and I divorced. But I would never put money down. I
Yeah.
think only one property did I put money, because there was another investor with me, and we were buying land. And so, but just on one. All the others, I bought no money down. Well, I've only bought like 12 or 13 properties, but I bought them all with no money down, or owner finance.
Yep.
Subject to.
Yeah.
Stop and non wholesale.
Right, right. Yeah, and I don't wholesale either. It's just I mean, only if it falls in my lap. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't, it's just, it doesn't resonate with me. I don't like to negotiate. First of all, I don't like cruddy houses. I don't like to negotiate. I want to help the seller get as much as they can, so it never resonated with me. But yeah, Russ had, he had the largest real estate education company in the world, and his
Yeah.
numbers were baffling. He was doing, it was stupid numbers. It was I know it was over $100 million a month is what they were doing. I mean, it was insane numbers. And then I don't know if it's the SEC or what or FTC came down with some when you're working with that many people, someone's going to complain whether you're doing something wrong or not. Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. Yeah. So he's not doing that. He had a couple of massive health scares. Like, we thought he was dead with the whole COVID thing. We thought he was going to die at least once. Literally, so did he. I mean, the fact he came back, but he does more commercial stuff now. I believe in Florida, but he's a character. He's a character. So but yeah. They,
And
yeah.
Marco and
Marco, yeah.
he did the ground up, dirtying his hands, and him and his wife, and I love the fact that he started, from the bottom up, just like we did. And then he was an engineer and a boxer, and I have engineering and him in common. So I was very impressed with him, and very direct. So I ended up hiring him, and he took me under his wing. I learned a lot from him. But then when I moved to Texas, like 4 or 5 years later, I kept investing, and I didn't like it in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy there, and if we're not happy, we can't do as well.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, and I definitely understand that. But well, Larry. Okay.
If he were to want to do something.
Yeah. Anything I can help with, I'm a phone call away. Okay.
Okay, sounds good, Don. Thank you.
Take care.
conversation.
Yeah, great. Wow, it's like reminiscing here. Yeah, a small world. Yeah. All right. Have a great evening. Okay.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that went way longer than I thought. Sorry. Anyway. All right. So I thought she might have some questions, but anyway. But you know what? That call, and I know they already hopped off the line. But for like I think it was Randy and maybe Spencer talking about being scared or nervous talking to sellers. Well, that conversation right there is with an agent, but and I'm saying this for the people that for Rick that's still on here, but also the people that watch the replay is um obviously you wouldn't be able to have a conversation about how you know all these gurus and been on stage or whatever. But the point is I wasn't trying to sell her anything. Oh, we could totally, don't take those applications. We could find somebody for the house, whatever. No, I'm just like, hey, I'm here to help, call me, whatever. Anything, I'm a phone call away. And that's what that's really kind of the mindset that you want, talking to sellers is, hey, I'm just here to help. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just here to help. So I guarantee you, Lily and I will end up doing something together, some collaboration, something together. Probably not in this house because they've already got a couple of applications for a lease, which is fine. But also her client that owns this house buys houses, rehab them, fix them up, and rents them out. Well, now this client who I don't know how many houses she buys a year, but who's buying houses now, she knows about us, and so she can look to us for as maybe she has a rental that's coming up. They're not going to renew. Hey, what about that guy whose video I watched? So just building up um, uh, uh, relationships there. All right. Well, everybody but Philip and Rick have abandoned us.
No, no,
So
I have not. I'm still
I
listening
think
to the
I
customer.
think we're gonna get Rick and Philip
It was
on
a
the
nice call. How
Yeah.
I can get the recording for yesterday's at 12 o'clock call? Because you put on your Facebook also, there was an awesome call.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't. It was one of the best calls I've ever had in 23 years. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the record button. So sorry, Rick.
I know you did record.
Yeah, I gotta pull it off Zoom.
Yeah.
I can do it on my end. So I'll take care of that, Johnny. I'll pull off Zoom
Okay.
and then I'll upload it to YouTube. So
Okay.
anyway, Rick, Philip, anything else y'all got that you need help with or anything like that?
I heard the name Marco Rubel. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember he sold a little scanning mechanism to scan your
Philip, we can't hear you.
Is your mic off? It's not off, but it's I don't-
You're muted now.
oh, wait.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're really
Very
really-
faint.
yeah, but
Still faint? Anyway, all right. I don't know what changed.
I don't. You know what? It's not you. It's me. It's just not working out anymore, Philip. But what were you saying about Marco?
Hear me?
You're saying something about Marco Rubel.
Yeah, but if you can't hear me, I can't talk.
It's just real faint.
Didn't change anything. How about now? Can you hear
Yeah, there you are.
Better. Yeah.
I don't know what you did, but
Weird. Something must have changed. No, I was saying I remember Marco Rubel. He sold it was like a little scanner, like a grocery store has to scan your mail. I don't remember what it was, dude. But anyway, he wore a pink tie. Marco Rubel, man. That's a long time ago. He's still around?
well, it was. I couldn't remember the year. it may have been 2020. I don't remember because that was COVID, but so I don't know, I have no idea what he's doing right now though. Yeah, I have no idea. His website's still up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool
Uh,
guy, man. Yeah, it's been a long time.
But
So much technology has changed since then, man.
let me see here. Yeah, Marco Rubel.
Yeah, he used to sell profit grabber,
Profit grabber. Yeah, that's it.
and he still has calls and stuff like that. But he stopped doing and was seminars and events. I think 2001, I would say. And he was doing some kind of construction in Croatia, like a big
Mm.
construction. And I think there was some issue over there. Something happened. And that's what I had. I'm not sure if it went good or not, but he had some hiccups in Croatia. But he completely, and he moved from California, from San Diego to Miami, Florida. He moved all his operation over there
Okay.
because I know there were like 3 or 4 coaches that were doing his coaching and stuff like that. So, but he still, I think they are doing the calls, but I'm not sure they're actively doing anything.
Yeah. Well, his site's still up.
Yeah, they're still doing the coaching calls on the profit grabber and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the like the seminars and events where he was getting new students for coaching, they're not doing that no more. It's been like
Okay.
4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
More students and coaching clients for John Jackson.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Croatia, from Croatia to USA, there is a boxer.
Yep. He was a boxer too.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, guys.
All right, guy.
That's all I got. We've got.
Thank you so much.
A little more work to do. All right. All right,
All
guys.
right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.